Do you know that your dog might have its own sense of humor? Surprisingly, research shows that our four-legged friends not only recognize our jokes, but can also be real jokesters themselves. Today, we'll dive into the fascinating world of canine humor and reveal how our pets perceive fun and create it themselves. Why is this important? Understanding how dogs perceive humor can significantly improve your connection with your pet and reveal new facets of its personality. After all, a sense of humor is a sign of high emotional and social intelligence that we often underestimate in our four-legged companions. What is humor from a scientific perspective? Before talking about dog humor, let's understand what humor is in general. For humans, humor is often associated with surprise, violation of expectations, and social context. We laugh when something unexpected but safe happens, and as it turns out, dogs also react to similar situations, albeit in their own way. Scientists from the University of Lincoln in the United Kingdom conducted a series of experiments that showed dogs display signs of joy and playfulness in situations containing an element of surprise. When an owner suddenly appeared from around a corner or unexpectedly changed their behavior, dogs often responded with playful jumps, wagging tails, and characteristic play boos, all signs that they perceive the situation as funny. Dog play and humor are close relatives. You've surely noticed how your pet might suddenly start running around the house, making play bows, or jumping without an apparent reason. This is a manifestation of the so-called zoomies, a sudden burst of energy and joy. Interestingly, such behavior is often observed when a dog is trying to involve you in play. Essentially, it's inviting you to laugh along with it. Dr. Patricia McConnell, a renowned animal behavior specialist, notes that dogs use play as a means of social interaction, very similar to how we use humor. They can deliberately act silly to elicit a reaction. Isn't that the definition of a joke? Can dogs understand our jokes? Research shows that dogs are indeed capable of recognizing when we're joking. They closely monitor our emotions, tone of voice, and body language. When we laugh, they often join in our merriment, even if they don't understand the reason for the laughter. An experiment conducted at the University of San Diego showed that dogs can distinguish between genuine and fake human laughter. They responded more positively to real laughter, demonstrating that they feel the difference between sincere and insincere emotions. This suggests that dogs don't simply copy our behavior, but truly capture the emotional subtext. Dog pranks, reality or myth? Many dog owners tell stories about how their pets deliberately played pranks on them. For example, a dog pretends to have seen something interesting outside the window, and when the owner approaches to look, quickly steals an unattended treat, or hides a toy and then pretends it can't find it, making the owner search. Dr. Stanley Coren, a famous researcher of canine psychology, describes a case with a border collie named Skye, who learned to pretend that her paw was stuck under the sofa. When the concerned owner approached to help, Skye would pull out her paw and joyfully jump around, clearly pleased with her joke. Such behavior requires not only understanding cause and effect relationships, but also the ability to anticipate another's reaction. Key components of humor. Breed and sense of humor. Is there a connection? Interestingly, different dog breeds exhibit various styles of humor. Terriers, for example, are known for their mischievous antics and love of pranks. They might deliberately hide things or set up ambushes for family members. Labradors and golden retrievers often use humor in social situations. They may act silly to diffuse a tense atmosphere or attract attention. Huskies, on the other hand, are famous for their dramatic and sometimes even sarcastic behavior. They might roll their eyes or make funny sounds in response to commands they don't like. Researchers from the University of Vienna found that breeds bred for close cooperation with humans, herding, hunting, usually demonstrate more complex forms of humorous behavior. This may be related to their developed communication skills and ability to understand human intentions. Humor as a sign of intelligence in dogs. The ability to joke and understand jokes is closely linked to intelligence. To create a joke, one needs to understand context, anticipate others' reactions, and recognize inconsistencies, all of which require complex cognitive processes. When your dog does something that seems deliberately funny and then looks for your reaction, it demonstrates not only social intelligence, but also an understanding of cause and effect relationships. I do this. Human laughs, such a connection forms in the dog's brain and can become the basis for intentional jokes. Professor Brian Hare from Duke University notes that dogs who exhibit humorous behavior often show high results in other intelligence tests as well. They better solve problems, learn new commands faster, and demonstrate greater flexibility in thinking. How to recognize when a dog is joking? There are several signs that your dog is in a humorous mood. First of all, pay attention to its posture, the so-called play bow. When a dog lowers its front paws while keeping its hindquarters raised, is a universal canine signal. I'm playing, everything I do is not serious. Other signs include exaggerated movements, jumps, spinning in place, playful growling with an open mouth resembling a smile, and, of course, careful observation of your reaction. If a dog does something and then immediately looks at you as if expecting a response, it's quite possible it just made a joke. Veterinary behaviorist Dr. Sophie Yin describes a case with a Jack Russell Terrier who learned to imitate the sound of a doorbell to make the owner open the door. When the owner realized they had been tricked, the dog displayed all the classic signs of joy-wagging tail, playful jumps, and a characteristic smiling expression. How to develop a sense of humor in dogs. If you want your dog to develop its sense of humor, create favorable conditions for this. Regularly play with it, using the element of surprise, suddenly change direction during walks, hide, and unexpectedly appear, use toys that move unpredictably. Encourage your pet's playful behavior with laughter and praise. Dogs quickly learn what behavior elicits a positive reaction from you and will repeat it. But remember, never laugh at a dog in situations that might cause it stress or discomfort. Dog humor, like human humor, should bring joy to all participants. Interestingly, games with an element of deception are especially useful for developing canine intelligence and sense of humor. For example, playing hide and seek or find the toy stimulates not only physical activity but also the dog's cognitive abilities, including those related to understanding humor. Cultural differences in the perception of dog humor. Curiously, the perception of dog humor can differ across cultures. In Japan, for example, there's an entire genre of videos called Inu no Baka, silly dogs, where they collect funny moments from dogs' lives when they do ridiculous things. In this culture, a certain type of dog humor is especially valued, naive and a bit clumsy. In the USA and Europe, more attention is paid to clever dog jokes when a pet demonstrates intelligence and resourcefulness. And in some traditional cultures, where dogs historically performed working functions, humorous behavior from pets might be perceived as a manifestation of disobedience or poor training. These cultural differences influence both how we interact with dogs and what behavior we encourage. But regardless of cultural context, dogs' ability to bring smiles and laughter to people remains universal. Humor as a way of relieving stress in dogs. As with humans, humor in dogs can serve as a mechanism for stress relief. Research shows that playful, humorous behavior is often observed after tense situations. It's the dog's way of saying, "The danger has passed, now we can relax." Veterinary behavioral specialists even recommend using elements of play and humor when working with dogs suffering from anxiety. When a dog is in a playful, humorous mood, its body produces endorphins, happiness hormones that help cope with stress. So, what have we learned about dog humor? Our four-legged friends truly possess a peculiar sense of humor. They are capable of understanding our jokes, reacting to them, and even creating their own comical situations. Dog humor is not just anthropomorphism, attributing human qualities to animals, but a real manifestation of their complex social intelligence and emotional life. Next time your dog behaves unusually or does something that makes you smile, look more closely. Perhaps it's deliberately trying to make you laugh. Develop this ability in your pet through play and positive interaction, and you'll discover a new dimension in your relationship. What funny stories are associated with your pet? Have you noticed your dog deliberately trying to make you laugh? Share your stories in the comments. Let's create a collection of dog jokes and humorous situations together. If you liked this video, don't forget to like it. This will help other dog lovers find this information. Subscribe to the channel and click the bell to not miss new episodes about our amazing four-legged friends. And if you have friends who also love dogs and good mood, share this video with them. In upcoming episodes, we have much more interesting content about the hidden talents of our pets. Some of them might truly surprise you. Meanwhile, remember that laughter extends life not only for people, but also for dogs. So laugh together with your pets and be happy.